be unwise to not know a little geography and history of the Andaman Islands before landing there. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, an enchanting archipelago of over 500 islands in the Bay of Bengal, boasts a rich tapestry of history and natural beauty. Archaeological evidence suggests human habitation dating back approximately 2,210 years, with indigenous tribes like the Great Andamanese, Onge, Jarawa, and Sentinelese maintaining their unique cultures over millennia. In the 11th century, the Solar dynasty utilized these islands as strategic naval bases for expeditions against Southeast Asian empires. European colonization began in the 18th century, with the British establishing a penal colony at Port Blair in 1858, notably constructing the infamous cellular jail. During World War II, the islands came under Japanese occupation, with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose raising the Indian flag at Port Blair in 1943, symbolizing resistance against colonial rule. Post-independence, the islands were integrated into the Indian Union in 1950 and designated as a Union territory in 1956. Today, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands captivate visitors with their lush tropical forests, pristine beaches, and vibrant marine life, standing as a testament to resilience and the harmonious blend of history and nature. For a visual journey into the wonders of these islands, you might find this video insightful. We set off on a 6-day tour of the Andaman Islands from New Delhi and landed in Port Blair after a brief stopover at Calcutta and drove to the DRDO guest house. The highlight of day one was a visit to the historical cellular jail. It is a 3-story star-shaped structure with 7 wings and a central watchtower that houses 698 cells where the Indian freedom fighters like Savarkar were kept in solitary confinement to break them physically and psychologically. This structure was built in just 10 years, unlike projects of today that take years to complete. After more than 150 years, only 3 of the 7 wings remain. Late evening, we went to a sound and light show at the cellular jail, just opposite the place where Netaji raised the Indian flag for the first time. On day 2, we went to the Ross Island from the Port Blair jetty on a boat ride of about 15 minutes. One of the best things about visiting the Ross Island is the history associated with it, along with its natural beauty. The island has an avid collection of some of the oldest British and Japanese structures in India that shows the luxurious life of Britishers after they occupied Andaman. They built bungalows, churches, bakeries, stores, swimming pool, tennis court, hospital, printing press, secretariat, and even a water treatment plant using Indian prisoners. They abandoned it after 1941 because of a massive earthquake. The Japanese occupied it during World War II in 1942 and pillaged it against all the fond hopes of the Indians living there before abandoning it in 1945. After the Ross Island visit, we traveled to the North Bay Island on the same boat, a 20-minute journey. Nothing much there except for all the possible water sports, swarms of people, young and old, all over ready to take a ride, whether it's scuba diving, sea walk, speedboats, snorkeling, and various other water rides. On day 3, we took a luxury ferry to Havelock Island. Everything about the ferry is like an aircraft, from the security check to the seating, etc. Havelock Island is known for everything that the Andaman is known for: wide sandy beaches, coral reefs, and lush forests. As such, going anywhere else for these would be an overdose. Havelock is probably the best place for this compared to any other island. It has 3 major beaches, and one of them, the Elephanta Beach, is like the North Bay, just for all kinds of water sports. The resorts with private beaches are awesome. Views of the underwater should not be missed. On day 4, we loitered in Havelock Island, taking a scooter ride along with the sea over beautiful winding village and forest roads. After which, we took a ferry back to Port Blair and back to the DRDO guest house. On day 5, we set off to the Barathang Island early morning at about 3:25 a.m. because it lies 150 kilometers north of Port Blair. Barathang is known for its natural beauty, including beaches, mangrove creeks, limestone caves, and mud volcanoes. The island is home to the Jarawa tribe and one of the oldest civilizations in human evolution. The Jarawas mostly stay in the jungle and avoid interaction with tourists and outsiders. Thankfully, because of an act of parliament, human safari has been stopped, and you could land there with penalties, including a jail term, if the Jarawa tribes are photographed or interacted with. Because of all this, only a fixed number of tourists are allowed into the Baratang Island on any day after necessary permits. The limestone caves are a beauty. It was a chance to feel old school geography learned many years ago. The stalactites hold tight to the roof, and the stalactites might reach the roof. The boat ride through the mangrove forest to reach the limestone caves was a pleasure. Day 5 was a journey back to Delhi.